played this record as frequently as possible.
Let's do this!
What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Virgil here, and welcome back to another episode here on Dragon Ball Legends. Today we are here with another installment of my top 10 tier list. New units means new list. So LF, SSB into UI Omen through Revival, and then we do have the Mafuba, Evil Containment Wave, Roshi, both deemed worthy of being in the top 10 in my opinion, or else we wouldn't be making this video. So we do have every single unit here in the honorable mentions. We have 10 slots. A little bit difficult here. I'm just thinking of all these units, and there's so many of them that are very close. And, this is going to be a raw initial take. You guys know how I make these videos, or these lists is like 2 to 3 days after they're released to give you guys my initial opinion, which is deemed to change based on teams, based on dynamics, based on, coloring, or even individuality. A lot of these units, I know a lot of you guys, people in the community, do rate these units very particularly on the individual, but it is a 3v3 based game. So based on teams has a humongous factor in where I'm going to place these units today. I've seen a lot of opinions on the UI Goku, on the Roshi, a little bit of good opinions, mostly bad ones on the UI. He's definitely top 10. He's on one of the best teams in the game. But yeah, I'm not going to even waste any time on it. I'm going to start out with the first unit on this list, which everyone I feel like should still agree upon. I've seen a couple of takes that are questionable, but the unit that literally doesn't even require a team. You slap him on leader slot anywhere. This guy is a literal solo machine. He's a team by himself. So I don't see any other way around it. I know there's number 2. The number 2 unit is actually a close second, but definitely not equal to or number 1 in the game currently. Gogeta being on a multitude of teams, him just being a leader slot unit. I'm actually running on Universe Rep right now, which I do consider a top 3 team in the game. Just have him on leader slot, bring him every single game. He actually solos the entire time. Obviously, there's going to be a couple of support, right? If you're running 17 alongside him, it's going to be support, all that good stuff. But being a rush merchant, having that counter ability, having blast armor, having constant blue card spawns, vanish restores, type neutrality, this guy just freaking does it all. And then, obviously the Rising Rush thing, Rising Rush wins games. It's as simple as that. He fits on a multitude of teams, like I said. Movies, still one of the best teams in the game, supported by Pan, ran alongside Beast, cracked team, stupendous damage, one-shot potential, all that good stuff. His ultimate hits like a damn truck. Other teams, Fusions, he still fits on, still a solid team. I'm thinking God Key's actually a fantastic team right now with, other units. The new UI Omen, we got Zamasu, we got Trunks of Vegeta. That's actually a very solid blast God Key setup right now. Obviously Gogeta is strike-oriented, but you can build him for a blast setup to perform really well. Throw him on Future, throw him on GT, throw him on whatever, Sun Family if you desire to. Throw him on leader slot, Gogeta soloing the entire game. So if he's not on number 1 on your list, it's pretty much wrong. Could argue number 2 being number 1 just from a team perspective. I feel like USS has become really powerful. So it's not going to be the only team number 2 is on. Number 2 is going to be this guy right here. It might surprise a couple of you guys here. Where is he? He's right here. Okay, this is my number 2 on the list. I actually want to increase this right here so you guys don't have to see that. But yeah, number 2 on my list is Android 17. I think he is a pretty close second. He's on a multitude of teams too, being USS, Androids. You throw him on like leader slot for God Key on a blast setup, or just having him existing, right? You're seeing Ultra Gogeta in every game. The fact that he nullifies that ability for Gogeta to kill his endurance, right? I mean, you're seeing him in every game. He is a pretty good counter to it, given he's a blast unit. Gogeta still counters blast units very nicely. Being blue, being a very powerful blue unit is what? How many reds? Not that many reds. You got hits. I think hits a pretty powerful unit right now. But I just think individually he has a lot to him. He provides a lot to his team, giving cuts whenever he fills up that gauge. He's giving cut to the entire team. Everything from the Vanish Restore to the, like I said, the Endurance, the constant card draw speed with, the Blast Arts. He gets card draw speed, I think, from Green Card and main ability. If I'm not incorrect, he has Cover Null for a pretty decent amount of time. Dude is actually freaking cracked. So I think 17 is definitely a good contender for number 2. Don't think he's number 1. I'm sorry. Like, the teams is definitely there. Both of these guys definitely have the teams, but Gogeta is just a solo machine. Like, he doesn't need any, like, just by himself. He's just cooking by himself. He doesn't really need anybody. He's definitely appreciated to have support, right? If he's ran with 17, if he's ran with Pan, ran with anyone that's going to support him, damage inflicted, utility, anything of the sort that's going to really affect him, right? That cut definitely helps out Gogeta as well to be able to eat more damage, constantly fill up that gauge and whatnot. I do think Gogeta on USS might be the best team in the game right now. Right next to, like, movies, and then I'm not sure what I'm looking like for the third team there. It's in between still hybrids, GT, or future, one of those 3. But yeah, number 3 right now, we're going to be, let's decipher this. Number 3, I'm going to slap Beast on here. I think anyone that believes any less on Beast is just wrong. Beast is still freaking ridiculous. I mean, any of the teams that he's meant to be on, right, whether he's being double supported on Hybrid Sans, right, Pan, Future Gohan, he's soloing on this team, right? Constant cover nullification, constant nuke type potential damage, one-shotting on ultimate. Double supported, he's cooking on one of the best teams in the game, movies, Ultra Gogeta Pan. I still think he nukes on that setup solely with the Pan support as well. Gogeta just being another hard 2 powerhouse carry team right there. Anything else, like what Sun Family could have 4Ku on the team. You throw him on leader slots on really anything. This guy's just his kid. He does pretty much everything in the game. The one thing about him is very noticeable, the difference whether he when he's on a support setup and when he's not on a non-support setup. Say if you're running him tag 4s and then maybe 4Ku, you might see a little bit less from him, but he keeps going. He has card draw speed. He has, you're constantly filling his gauge. You have all these things about him. He goes type neutral when you fill up his or pop that gauge. All that good stuff. So I think Beast is definitely still up here. You can argue he's maybe number 4 now. I won't. Actually, I won't. I don't even know what I'm saying. The Beast is definitely not number 4. You can argue him number 2. Could argue him number 2, but I just don't see it anymore. I think 17 is just a bit better right now, especially with boost. You keep in mind these 2 units are still on boost while Beast is not on boost. So the current moment we are rating them with boost. I don't know if it'll make the biggest difference, but yeah, 17 provides so much for his teams. And that amount of burst damage, the cut is actually more important, I think, than people realize. That double vanish, that instant vanish, gets a lot of people as well. I mean, obviously, Beast has a lot of Vanish Restore potential as well, but 17's literally after he comes in the match, you have 1 Vanish, and you practically have a 2nd Vanish right off the rip. But yeah, Beast has the teams, Beast has everything still going for him, so he's definitely not any less. We're just getting a lot of new units, so it's going to be interesting placing these guys. This one's a new take right here. This one's definitely a new take. I want to add him this high. That's how good I think the Mafuba Roshi is right now. That ability to trap a character for the remainder of the game or until the very end or whatever the case is. He does damage on the ultimate. He has pretty decent cut. And then on top of that, he's ran with 17. And you can either have UI Omen. There's certain scenarios where it's just like he's literally stopping a unit from existing like in a game right now. So I think his ability to lock a unit is his main thing right there. The problem with that, obviously, is if you miss the ultimate, then he's not in the best spot. But everything he does provide from... We go take a look at his kit right now. We go take a look at his kit. I don't even have him on here, but... yeah, he does pretty solid blast damage. He has 150% to blast damage inflicted against enemy armor, so he's another anti-blast armor unit. Similar to the Trunks and Vegeta, which are still incredibly slept on. This guy, anyone that's doing, Gogeta Blue, we got Beast Gohan, we got Tag 4s. This guy's doing more damage to your blast armor. The Evil Containment Wave, like I said, his best ability. He does have that paralysis on green card, and it's a quick animation. So if you're popping this, you miss, people usually go... I mean, obviously, this is going to be a change in trend. People are going to know how to work against him, but it is a quick animation, so it's a lot easier to do than long animations, obviously. But that immobilize is very, very powerful. He shortens ally sub count on green. Main ability here, he's getting Pretty decent stuff there. He does actually a lot of damage on that first blast card when he enters the battlefield. He has Restores Vanish by 60%, activates 6 times, and this is the platform effects itself when enemy switches characters while he's on the battlefield. Like I said, he has sustained damage cut. Card draw speed, can't be canceled. This dude is pretty freaking solid. It's primarily going to be his ultimate, his evil containment wave is something we have never seen in the game before, and I really do think it's that powerful. The lowest I'd see him is either 5 or 6, but right now I'm pretty confident with his team dynamic. So day 1, day 2, day 3 type things. He's got Android 17, he's got UI Omen, he's got Jerome, Jiren, he's got hits, so that's the full color wheel right there. I preferably run Gogeta instead of Jiren on the team, just because he's the better purple, he's on leader slot, all that good stuff. But yeah, USS or leader slot Gogeta might be one of the best teams, if not the best in the entire game. They just pretty much have everything that you need. So I think Roshi's definitely warranted that top 4, top 5 spot right now. But if anything did change, I would let you guys know. I'd pin the comment, all that stuff. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky, just a little bit tricky, because you know there's a lot of units that kind of deserve it, right? We got the tag 4s, we got Zamasu, we got the new UI Omen. I'm like in the middle with them because I'm not dissatisfied. Not every unit can continue the power creep. I know people want to see another unit surpass the next unit, constant power creep, constant units surpassing this one, that one, and the third, just so they can complain about it later. But in my opinion, being in the top 10 is good enough on release. I feel like UI Omen's a very solid unit. He's providing revival for his teams. I think Revival is one of the more valuable abilities right now, given this Rising Rush meta where you're seeing Goku Black, you're seeing UGB in every game, you're seeing even the tag droids in a ton of games now where droids have become more viable with the GT17, Android, MVP17, the tag droids, right? Or even the free-to-play 21 is a fantastic unit, right, for a free-to-play unit. But I want to slap UI Omen some. I'm talking about UI Omen. I'm still on number 5. I'm not going to put Omen on number 5. Number 5, what are we thinking for number 5? Shit. I'm thinking Zamasu still. I think he has just incredible, utility. He's off boost right now, which is really interesting, but he does have the disruption, the cover nullification, the teams, God Key, throw him on future, throw him on anything. He has endurance. He's tanking. He's just continuing. I think he's fantastic. I pretty much broke it all down. The healing for the team, the support for the team. Zamasu is a very, very, very good unit. I think he's diverse in the fact that you have him on a various amount of setups. So Zamasu is probably going to be my number 5. Yeah, I think people underrate these abilities where it's like, they're cooking, dude. Number 6. Dude, I want to throw hit on number 6 so badly, bro. But then we look at the top 5 units, right? How many blue units do we see in the top 5 right there? Does hit put up? Of course he puts up. We see a lot more yellow units, do we? Not really. But we see a lot of blue units nowadays. That's like the only problem with hit. I feel like we did just get UI Omen, right? We did get Omen, so UI is actually taking care of these blue units. Believe it or not, he's doing really solid damage. You can't really expect a unit that's able to dodge and evade and be a stall character to be able to tank and be durable. He even has a revival, so if you get beat down, you still have another life. I think UI is designed okay. His defenses are pretty bad. That's the one thing that I wish obviously can be changed if he was a little bit more durable. But at higher stars, he does seem to be very star dependent, and in that case, you know what I mean? Number 6, I'm still not putting UI. I don't think I'm going to put hits. I will put, I think, the tag 4s. I think I still want to put the tag 4s up there, but I really am thinking about it. So it's going to be... Damn, see, this is just it's a raw placements right here. I don't actually have a... I do really want to put them up here, man. I do really want to put them up here. I think I'm going to still put them at 7. It is strictly because of the fact that there's 3 blue units that you're always seeing in every game. You're either seeing Beast, you're seeing Zamasu, or you're seeing 17. It's every single game, so there are very few games where you'll run into matches without a blue unit. We're a top-tier blue unit, so he is just you know, Hit can definitely hold his own amongst the blue units. And there's even the teams where the double blue, right? Right before UI came out, or it's still currently, right? You're seeing the 17 UGB and Zamasu team. So double blue purple. If Hit runs into that team, it's like you're in a really weird situation. I just think his mechanic within itself to stop time, if you get or you catch an enemy lacking in a really good position, it's an instant kill, right? If you have the ultimate still, he's not a blue unit. It's almost guaranteed death. He's a little bit, you need like 3 copies, but it's almost pretty much a guaranteed kill in most scenarios with his time skip. He does a lot of really solid overall damage, whether he's on a blast or strike based setup. He has the teams, right? USS, Universe Rep being one of the best right now. I like the full color wheel. This team I'm going to show you guys right here. Do I still have it built? Please tell me I have it built. So this team right here where I basically have the entire cover wheel covered there. You can't even see it on the screen, but yeah, all 5 colors, whether, you know, I'm bringing Gogeta obviously every game. Doesn't, you know, he's him, so, but Hit can definitely do wonders. I think he's going to be at number 7 strictly because of the dynamic of the meta. I think once we get you know, we did just get Omen, so that's the thing, but I don't know if it's enough to really put Hit higher, if that makes sense. So I think we need more green units to counter out the blue units. I think there's still too much prowess on the blue side of things, and the team dynamics as well. Hit's fantastic individually though, so I'm gonna keep him at number 7. At number 5, this is a tough one, you guys. This is definitely a tough one. Honestly, I really want to put Hit 6, dude. I want to put Hit 6. Fuck, because I was gonna put Tag 4s, right? I'm gonna put Tag 4s 6, but they're literally on one team. They're on GT, and they don't have any diversity. I'm a big, you know, obviously it's not only just me. How the game works is, you know, if you're having more value than other units, meaning you're on more setups, you're on more top tier setups, the 4's got it, right? They have setups, they have GT, they have pan version of GT where you throw pan on leader slot for the more support, over 17 support, but it's really just that Sun Family and GT, more or less only GT. You're seeing the Tag 4s. Individually, they're still very annoying. They're still very durable with their tag switch, the constant healing, the green card, the blue card, the nuking of the blue card, Vanish Restore. The Tag 4s are phenomenal, but I don't think I would place them at 6 right now. I feel like everything just stops them from 17, just having that, you know, lowering the blue card ultimate damage. 17 countering out the ability to nullify endurance on that. Even though they're blue, it's not so many green units, right? I think they are these are literally the only 2 green units you're seeing in the game right now. The Tag 4s and UI Omen. There's nothing else that you're seeing here, but I do think I'll give them some props just because we're seeing a lot of blues, but it's so not versatile right now. I mean, you could slap them on anywhere, they're going to cook, but you need the support on them, I think. I think I will throw them at number... I think I'm going to put Hit up. I really don't see another way. I don't want to put the 4s above Hit. I really just don't see it. Hit's that good individually. I don't want to see Hit above the Tag 4s. Or under the Tag 4s, excuse me. And another thing that I will do is this. Whether you guys want to, you know, we're going to take this one off, delete a row, and we're going to put 7 and 8. I think these guys are definitely interchangeable. Team-wise, UI has more teams. I think that's just the bottom line of it. I think a little bit individually, the Tag 4s can definitely take UI Omen right now, especially on boost. So I'm thinking UI specifically on boost. I'm not sure how he's going to... his defense is off boost. Obviously, the Tag 4s have been affected, but very little bit. And then on top of that, they're constantly healing. They're durable, so we don't really need to worry about it as much. But UI does provide a lot for the teams. You're on teams where, like, Android 17 exists, Mafuba Roshi exists. The combination between these 3 are ridiculous. UI Omen's green. There's 3 top-tier blues. You're on one of the best teams in the game. You have a revival against an anti-rush meta. You're doing a very solid amounts of damage. It does stack for the amount of periods you are in the game, in the battlefield, I believe. He gains damage inflicted. He does have a nuke of a blue card. If you guys don't already know that, try hitting UI's blue card. It's pretty good. It's looking like some Tag Force type damage. But yeah, I think he's fantastic. He does have cover nullification. He has type neutrality before he does revive. I think he's slept on right now. I think the slander that he's getting is not deserved. If you're not slandering him, then fair enough. But I feel like he's on par, if not a little bit above the Tag 4s right now, just from a team perspective. but I do think that they're interchangeable just because Tag 4s are still them. The green card is so cheesy. The AoE and then into blue card, Vanish Restore very easily. Revival is so freaking powerful, and then the amount of blue units on one of the best teams, right? I think GT is still up there team-wise, but USS is just a better team in my opinion. So, not to mention you could throw them on Sun Family, not to mention you could throw them on God Key alongside Blast setups. Throw them on leader slot for like androids. Think about the amount of Blast teams that they're flushing out right now with Prowess. TV finally has another unit to actually vouch for them, right? Fantastic unit. I never slandered TV a day in my life. You guys already know that. They were top 10 for me this entire time, whether it was a little bit higher. I think on the last list, I actually put them at number 10. They felt a little bit, depending, like they needed to be on a certain team, and it was Blast androids with the MVP 17 and the GT 17. So double supported TV was a thing. I still think right now even God Key can be fantastic for UI. So Gogeta Blue, we have TV, we have Zamasu. So Blast God Key is completely a thing. You have all the Z abilities to match it up. I think TV finally has some solid teams as well. I do want to throw TV still in the top 10. I'm going to put them at number 10. I'm just going to be 100% with you guys. This is my opinion. I still believe their utility is really solid. Their burst damage is really good. Their disruption's fantastic. They have another unit to bring them up. They have UI Omen now, so you try it out. You have Blast God Key, you have UI Omen, like I said, TV, Gogeta Blue, and Zamasu, all being fantastic Blast-oriented God Key units. The utility, they still have cover nullification. They still have all these niche ability. Like the utility is definitely there. I've actually seen the homie Libra actually make an argument that TV is actually over UI Sign. So I personally don't believe, just because of the team dynamics and the overall value, I'm going to have UI above. But I can see the argument in the fact of, dude, TV actually has a ton of utility and damage potential, right? But yeah, I'm going to keep TV up here. At number 9, I think I'm just going to put Forku. This is what it's going to be, you guys. This is my number 9 spot right there. He's still on a couple of teams. He's on Sun Family, he's on GT. You could throw him on leader slot elsewhere. But just his damage potential is ridiculous. Number 1 unit in the game is purple. The ultimate's crazy still. I think this is the only Zenkai we've really seen with this much prowess lasting time. He was top 5 a little while ago, maybe a couple months ago when GT was number 1 or 2. But I think Forku's definitely argue this spot. I feel like Pan could definitely be argued this spots. And those are the only 2 that can be argued this spot, I think. Pan is still incredibly viable and necessary for the majority of teams, right? We're thinking movies, we're thinking hybrids. You want to support units like Gogeta Blue, Beast Gohan. Even on GT, you throw her on leader slot. On Future, you throw her on leader slot. On USS, you could throw her on leader slot, be that support unit. On Fusions, you could throw her on leader slots. This is definitely arguable right here. It's tough. But I think one of them, I need to put TV up here. It's just because I think I'm still going to do this, though, because I think overall, unit-wise, she's necessary, but these units are still better than her, if that makes sense. There was a really long time where there wasn't enough units warranting being in the top 10 spot, where she easily placed because she's a necessary factor on a majority of teams. But these units are way too good individually, I think, to be under her, if that makes sense. So, yeah, she's like right there. Probably on the 11th place for me. 17 is a good 12th place. I think Future Gohan is a good 13th place. Either Jiren or Goku Black's a good. This is literally how I think the order would go. Realistically, something like this. I think. I think Super Vegito still gets cucked by teams. He's really only on fusions. So if you're not running fusions, you're not seeing Super Vegito. So he just gets cucked diversity-wise. Team, he's still fine. He's a little bit lacking right now. He needs to be supported. So like I said, Pan is super viable on that team. Goku Black is still fantastic. He's a rush merchant. He doesn't actually follow the rules of like 17. You could actually nullify, or he doesn't nullify Goku Black's Rising Rush prowess. You just rush anybody and anyone except UI Omen now. So I think Goku Black's still fantastic. Droids are up there now on a Blast Droids team. MVP 17. We got GT 17. You could throw Trunks Vegeta leader. You could throw UI Omen leader. There's many Blast options you could have. So they're flushing out so many Blast units, right? Jiren is so he's freaking good with his with his team. He's a defensive guy. He's probably one of the most defensive units in the game right now. He has the units to back him out He has 17 with endurance. He has UI Omen with a revival, and he has endurance himself. So he finally has a team built to actually be completely viable on. So I think he's either here or here. Future Gohan is just timeless, so he's necessary on Hybrid Saiyans. He's necessary on pretty much Future. Anything with support. Overall, I think he's fantastic. He's 2 years old with no Zenkai and only a plat to really hold him down. So I think this could be also interchangeable. I'd probably do it now. The fact that USS is up, I think this is a very fair placement. I think this is exactly how I feel about my list. This is my list here, you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But obviously, some things can be interchanged by 1 or 2 placements. But I really do believe that this is how it's looking like for me, at least initially. So I will update you guys if you guys do follow me or don't follow me on Twitter. Go follow me. It's linked in the description. I pretty much update my takes there or even in the community tab. So that's going to be the video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the very next one. Stay frosty.
Up all night, so you don't wanna wait on me. I'm about to catch my flight, so you don't gotta wait on me. No.